Hello everybody, I'm Brittany. I'm a volunteer for the CRPS Warriors Foundation. The last two videos we have been talking about cognitive distortions. These are exaggerated patterns of thought that are not based on facts, and they lead us to have a more negative view of the world around us and of ourselves. So we have went over the first 10 of these so far, so today we're going to go over the last 5. The first one we're going to talk about is always being right. This is when the desire to always be right trumps everything else. That includes evidence proving otherwise, includes other people's feelings, how you make them feel, how they feel about you. You see your own opinions as fact of life, and that's it. And you will go to extreme lengths to prove that you are right. So this can be very straining on our relationships. Number 2 is labeling or mislabeling. This is like overgeneralization, but an extreme form of it. This is when you take a single attribute and turn it into an absolute. You judge and then define yourself and others based on one isolated event. And these are always negative and extreme. Number 3 is fallacy of change. This is when we expect other people to change for our benefit. We expect them to adjust themselves and change themselves to suit what we need and what we expect from them. And this is very straining on relationships because this is unrealistic and just very unfair. Number 4 is emotional reasoning. The definition of this is, I feel this way, so it must be a fact. We have to understand and remember that we all interpret things differently, so we can all feel different ways about things. So feelings and facts are completely different. But with emotional reasoning, your feeling is the fact. And then the last one that we're going to go over is shoulds. Should statements. These are subjective, ironclad rules that you set for yourself and others, and there are no exceptions when it comes to these. You don't consider specifics of a circumstance, there's just no exception. And when these things don't happen, we feel guilty, we feel let down, we feel disappointed, or we can feel frustrated. So those are the last 5. So we went over all 15 so far, and we went over what it is. Tomorrow, we're going to start talking about barriers and how to identify which ones we use. So we're going to talk about barriers because everyone needs to be aware if they have a barrier, because you want to know this from the start. You want to know this from the start before you try to cope with it, because certain coping skills may not work for you because you have a barrier. So we're going to go over some of that. We're also going to go over how to look at your thoughts and be able to see which of these, if any, are you using. And then we will continue on from there about specific things that we can do to target them. So I'll see you tomorrow.